Let me ask you a question. Why did you think about doing VAs?
To be perfectly clear, Thomas, when I first started doing the eBay to Amazon, I was doing everything myself because I didn't know how to do it the correct way. So I did all the sourcing. I was sourcing for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. I was doing all of the listing. I was doing all of the shipping. I have VAs now who do all sourcing for me. Like, I don't source at all anymore unless I'm just bored. Even the listing process, I've outsourced that about 70%, which I could share. It's kind of a little gangsta method that I've developed to have VAs in other countries help me to list physical products. But to be truthful, man, like, I just got burnt out. Like, some people can do it. They can work 8 to 10 hours a day, and I applaud them, man. Like me, like, I'm ADHD. Like, I get bored easily. Like, the biggest problem always for me in my business is me getting in the way of the business. Like, I have to figure out ways to get the hell out of the way. Like, honestly, like, I'll have conversations with myself like, Steve, put a system in place and get yourself out of the freaking line of fire, man. Like, you're the one who's always holding this business back. Every time the business has to rely on me sourcing or rely on me shipping, I just think with my personality, I'm not trying to be hard on myself, but like, I have a hard time staying consistent, like doing the same thing over and over again, just because I think I get bored, or maybe social media pull. You know how it is, man. Like, when you're an influencer, and so there's always some exciting, shiny object. But the thing is, when you find something that actually works and you provide value to the market and you're making money, you want to try to systematize that and create processes to take yourself out of it. If you choose to, I'm not saying you have to choose to get yourself out of it, but dude, every single time I would have to rely on myself for a long period of time, I'd screw it up. And I'm just being real. It's not easy to say.
I'm 100% with you. I say it to myself, I'm the biggest liability within my companies. That's it. Like, literally, I'm the biggest problem because, like, I will work insanely hard, but the moment I know how to do something, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm done. Like I solved the problem in my head, and I get the shiny object syndrome. But also as well, the other way I look at it, as I say it to my managers, I'm like, man, if I'm sick, this business fails. Like,
oh, yeah.
and by the way, that's people's lives that are going to be stopped. So like, I am a liability, and then I thought about that. But I really understand you, and I think whatever a lot of what you're saying resonates with how she say I think and my mindset around it. Shiny object syndrome, lots going on, systematized build systems. That was the kind of like mindset about saying I just can't keep doing it myself, and I appreciate it. I get super bored. So obviously you've got VAs now, fantastic. Just tell me like how many VAs you got, what do they do, and let's be honest, let's just talk about the Amazon business. How many hours a week do you do, like, should we say, on your Amazon business now that you've got a team? So tell me about that, and then tell me the team structure and how does that work, if you're happy to share.
Yep, absolutely. So right now we have 2 full-time virtual assistants who source. They work anywhere between 40 to 60 hours. Now, I cap them at 40, but these guys are like super hungry and they want to keep learning more. Like, I'm super lucky. I've got 2 people who are actually from like the same town or village, I'm not sure how you say it, but they live in like the same area, and I've actually built really great relationships with both of them, and I've gotten referrals from them for the other 2 that I have as well. So I have 2 VAs that do between 40 to 60 hours a week. One of them only sources full time, the other one sources and also helps me with repricing and listing items. Then I have another part-time VA who helps with, she does all the spreadsheets and stuff for my business, so she tracks like all the KPIs, she tracks pretty much all the weekly reports, the daily reports, kind of monitors the whole team. Those are the 4 people I have on staff. It's around $1,500 a month, maybe a little bit more now. Fairly priced, well worth it. Would not want to have to do that in exchange for saving that money. But yeah, I forgot what other part of the question you
like
asked,
just in the Amazon business, how many hours a week are you doing in the Amazon business?
Oh, am I doing? So it's really like 3 to 5 hours. 3 to 5 hours a week on average, but some weeks it could be 10 or 15. Like if maybe I'm hiring somebody, or lately I've been learning about some new systems for my repricer and setting up some automation. So while something like that sounds easy, like, oh, just spend an hour and learn it, like the simplest thing sometimes in an Amazon business could take 5 to 10 hours that week just to implement, and then it saves, a couple $100 a week, and then it, over time it's worth it. So that's really what I'm focusing my time on now, is trying to figure out how I can really grow my business, build out new systems.